How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody is having a good time. I'm gonna wait for some more people to get in here. Before I start getting started on the Libra full moon, which will be this week. Because we are on a new lunation cycle. Hey, Steve. I'm just waiting for some more people to get in before I get started on some of my notes. But hopefully everybody's been doing okay. All the stuff that's going on and all of the changes. You know, I know last week we had a lot of combust planets, and so the planets weren't as strong. And I understand, like, you know, lately people have been going through a bit of a hard emotional time, and it could have probably came full circle with the emotional turmoil this week. You know, just people really just going through certain things and just trying to work out old demons, you know. But when the planets combust, it becomes weaker. And, you know, right now, we talked about this last week, Jupiter is, a lot of planets, but Jupiter and primarily Jupiter is being combust. So it's kind of making it hard for people to be in a happy-go-lucky mood, per se. Just a lot of things just weighing on people at the time. So, but I'm going to get started. So this week is going to be from the 4th to the 10th. And as the sun is progressing through these signs, we do have it where the sun is hitting its first planet where it's going to cazimi. So, hey Tay. So the sun is now caziming planets, and when a planet is cazimi, hey Journey, when a planet's cazimi, that means that it kind of translates to in the heart of the sun. And so now it's hitting its first placement. The first placement will be Chiron. And so Chiron has been combust, Jupiter's been combust, all in the sign of Aries. And so healing can be hard. Kind of beating your own unique path, doing things your own way can be hard. And y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. If y'all can't hear me, let me know. But all of these things could be kind of hard. And so now we're moving where the sun is finally hitting and caziming its first placement, and that's in Chiron. And so that means you'll be able to purify it. Chiron be extra strong and be extra potent. Journey, I got some cards this weekend. I'm ready to learn. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. I can't wait. I actually have to come up with like a series for people to do their stuff with their cards or whatever. But I'm happy for you. You know, hopefully it goes really well, getting into it, you know. And feel free to like jump in the chat with questions, because, you know, a lot of people in the chat, you know, do their own cards and stuff like that too. But yeah, so it's going to be cazimi Chiron. And so a lot of things will be coming full circle as it relates to your wounds and healings and processing wounds that you just had, you know. And it's usually going to be around who you are as a person. It could be through grief, issues with redemption, you know, all types of things like that. And so I would suspect like you guys have had moments that it came full circle and it kind of like boom instantly, and you like, I thought I was over that, or I thought I had mastered that, or I thought, you know, I was over this. But then you'll have some clarity about what the issue was or whatever this week. So some of these placements we're going to have for this week, You'll have some emotional confusion, moodiness, sensitivity. Your perception, your sixth sense will be there. You might have people trying to persuade you to help them out with something. Um, Teach them to fish, teach them how to get it themselves. Don't try to overly exert yourself in their business. And you could have issues with water in your home. We could be dealing with a lot of psychological issues about things that hold you back. You can meet new, you can have an important female figure or a woman become present or centered during this time. Socializing and meeting new people, positive changes in relationships, and trying to work on emotional detachment. I suspect a lot more people will have more insights. And this could be a good dynamic for like trying to have a peak or more positive aspects in these relationships, especially around women. But there could be some laziness, and this could be good for finances too. So there could be some laziness if you're not careful, where you're catching a break. There could be changes because of all this. Again, changes in relationships, changes in money and comfort, which can be fleeting. So the comfort can be fleeting just as quickly as the change is fleeting. So you can get money really quickly and you can lose money really quickly, or have to spend it on something. If you do, please save. Hey Rex, please save your money. So when the sun is in Chiron, we're going to deal with, people want to be dealing with accepting themselves, their most authentic selves. Like we talked in the last stream about that for last week. And so when people have a broken sun and Chiron dynamic, these people, you might have, people have some issues with understanding the existence of pain, or it can be hard for them to accept pain. It'd be hard for them to do their own thing, not out of rebellion, but because of just, it's just who you are, or just accept the more human parts of themselves and deal with their own imperfection. These people can have issues with sensitivities around basically what it means to actually be human and to the whole human experience. And going on your own journey, you know, not necessarily being a hero, not necessarily put on a pedestal, but just what it is to be a human and just trying to make it, you know. So discovering new, trying to find new ways to heal yourself and find who you are as a person. So that could be a thing. But this could also deal with also wounding, healing the wounded masculine parts of yourself. And this can have also a relationship to father or parental dynamics. And this can also deal with your father or men who've caused you insurmountable pain in your life, or around masculine figures that have caused pain. So, and unfortunately, like, this can also deal with parts of your identity being, what parts of your identity are being wrapped up in parts of yourself that need to heal. So when, what happens when pain and healing become who you are intrinsically as a person, and you can't really make sense of who you are and what those, what the difference on these things are for you. Like, what's the difference? Like, this was an experience, but this is who I am as a person. Like, you know, sometimes when people experience certain things, like, and it makes them mad or sad or whatever, and we'll take anger for example. You know, they get angry, and so like anger becomes their identity, versus just like anger was experience. I still feel angry about that experience, but it's not who I am as a person. Hopefully that makes sense. Like, the experience makes me angry when I think about it, but you know, that's not who I am. Did I get to Sag yet? No, not yet. We're starting with the overview of what's going to take place, and then we'll get into the rising signs of for people individually. Hey, yes, Colton. So yeah, you see people dealing with that and trying to heal their wounded masculines and wounded masculine parts of themselves. And everyone has a masculine part of themselves. Everyone has a father, you know, whether they're here or not, whether they was available, whether their parent or parental dynamics weren't the best. This could also be with trauma around also teachers and mentors and guides and people who were supposed to be leaders and, you know, stand in the middle with you while your soul is supposed to grow and launch off of that. So you can have some issues with that. But overall, we're supposed to get clarity this week in understanding who we are, how our healing can help build our confidence, and knowing that the key to healing is knowing your life's purpose, and the healing is to find that purpose and tapping into your own creative self-expression, which helps you to get in touch with your destiny and help to bring a soul force back to the forefront. So people, when we get to this part, it helps because you get a sense of self that accepts all aspects of who you are without any conditions, accepting yourself as who you are and who you show to other people. And that also sometimes, allows people to accept who they are as well. But that's what people been wrestling with. And I definitely can see, especially with like masculine figures, parental figures, and authority figures being either wounded, or there's grief or illness or whatever. And this whole week you're gonna be seeing that, because before it was combust. And so seeing weak masculine energy, especially in the sign of Aries. And now we have the sun this week. The sun will be Kazemi with Chiron this week, and so we'll be seeing a lot more healing in this dynamic, seeing masculine figures, authority figures healed, who you are as a person. Aries rules the I am, who I am as a person, blazing my own trail, especially with Chiron there, as being a maverick and healing yourself and being a maverick and owning, self-ownership. So a healthy sense of masculine energy. Now I know people be like toxic masculinity. No, healthy masculinity. And that's something that we're going to be dealing with for a few weeks, until the sun moves all the way into Taurus. And so Chiron and Jupiter will be combust. So I know right now it seems like it's hard for people to seem hopeful, to seem in a good mood. Some people aren't as jolly or as in a good mood lately. But that's because the sun is burning up all of these planets that should make us be in a good mood or will have us more happy than what we usually are. But it's kind of hard right now, because right now healing is center stage and healing is on the menu. People dealing with your ish is really what's tea. So try to focus on slow and steady progress. And I understand people are going to be determined to make progress in whatever their endeavors are. But try to do slow and steady progress. There can be an edge for quick thinking, public speaking, and financial planning. There's an element where people want to be lazy or want to kind of delve in whatever comforts that they have. And then there's another part where people want to be very determined, logical, and financially planned. If you get any money or you get any lucky breaks, which would be kind of hard right now because Jupiter's combust, really focus on trying to make the best of whatever situations that you have. And plan for the future. So logic and concentration will be at the forefront, but try not to take yourself too serious. There is another component, even though there's a lot of masculinity being center frame, where people have to reframe and heal that part. And then people are very serious and staunch in whatever their endeavors are this week. But there's another aspect where it's really centered on charm, romance, new clothing, and really like falling in love and getting with people. But there's another aspect where people can lose money just as quickly as they get it. Aries dominate all the time. Yeah, y'all tried it. I really do be on one. Yes, this week has been crazy for me. It's only Tuesday. Yeah. So it's like the vibe is breaking a bone so it can heal itself properly. Hurts but necessary for proper healing. Yeah, that's really what it is. It's like, and sometimes, like, I know my thumbnails be crazy, but sometimes some of the people, based off of their sign and their placements, they're fighting themselves. Some of this wrestling might not be other people. It depends where you have Aries in your chart. So some of this where you have, because it's going to be running the whole cardinal signs gambit. Some of this stuff, it's not even you fighting other people. Sometimes, a lot of times, it's you fighting your issues with yourself. But yeah, I do see it. But money can be gone just as quickly as it came. But people can focus on charity, networking, meeting new people, like I said. But meditation can be good to help make sense of whatever you're getting or what's presented in front of you, because people can have a lot of clarity and insight to be able to see things properly. I also would suggest people to watch anyone who's trying to push an agenda or convince you of certain things. Just take a minute, think about it, go meditate, and you'll get the insight that you need. It might not be as fast as you think, but you'll get it, because you do have it where the Mercury, certain parts of Mercury is positively aspected, and you can get a lot of insights. But try to be careful with people trying to push things too much. And there could be issues with authority, issues with obsession, issues with manipulation and depression. Deep study could be go very well if you want to study something very deeply. Persuasive communication, public speaking, like I said. And if you want to program yourself for any type of things, like you want to use any affirmation to self-program yourself to get things done, you can. But willpower will be at an all-time high. Just try not to burn yourself out or take yourself too seriously, and put yourself in any situations where it can be a bit hard for you long term. I can definitely relate to the masculine healing aspect. Had a really good convo with my pops and got some money I needed. Love that for me. Yeah, that's why I said people can get money. They can be trying to heal with masculine or authority figures or mentors and stuff. But it can really center these types of dynamics. And I'm glad that people will be able to have the healing that they need, regardless if there's a positive male influence or not. Like, and this can even be just like a male friend or somebody that you respect, or even masculine parts of yourself. Like, you know, how, like, actions, like a physical actions will be like Mars or Force, like how you act and how you respond, and am I responding in a proper way? You know, discipline is considered a masculine principle. You know, is my Saturnian principles going really well? You know, like, am I a disciplined person? You know, do I have order? You know, and all of these things can be coming to the forefront. Oh, how is this energy going to play out with 45 court drama? I don't know about 45. I didn't look at I don't have his chart to look through all of their stuff, you know, but it is interesting. Hey, Digital. But yeah, like, it is interesting. So crazy. I mean, but he is a male figure. He is a male authority figure who's in prominence. So I do find that interesting that he ended up going to jail with all of this stuff too, especially with Jupiter combust. With, like, Jupiter can sometimes loosely rule like legal court cases, and you know, so any luck he could have had in court can kind of got ate up. So I don't know. But I also want y'all to go back to, because now we're at a full moon and we had a new moon. So I want y'all to look back at the Aries new moon that we had a few weeks ago, right? And so the Aries new moon, we had a lot of things that dealt with the sun, the moon, Neptune, and Mercury. And this was March 21st. This was like a month ago. And it dealt with a lot of people with restless energy, anger, people with big egos, accidents, you know, high emotions, no patience, snap decisions, people getting into accidents, people scheming, getting into scapegoats, and people trying to work on developing their leadership skills and examining their own philosophies and their own personal beliefs. So, hey, Antarctica. So it is interesting that this is going to come full circle about what have you done to push these types of beliefs from then to now. And you know, if you guys want to go back and listen to what happened around March 21st, within about a month's time, or a little bit under a month's time, and how that new moon in Aries affected you, if you go back to that stream, and then once I sit here and talk about it, you'll see within these past couple of weeks that this energy kind of comes full circle, and you've almost finished a complete, I think you have finished a complete lunar cycle. So I think you got one more, and I think that'll be a Capricorn quarter moon, and then you're out of this lunar cycle and you're on to your next phase. You're on to the next, so we had mutable cardinal, so we should be in a fixed rotation next. So it is very interesting, but I would suggest y'all to go back and then just compare. Listen to that, then listen to this, and see, you know, how far you guys have come up until this point. The full moon is going to be on the 6th, and it's going to center Chiron, the sun, and the Jupiter, and these will all oppose the moon. And so even though we're having all of this healing, it would oppose our emotional placement. And so with a Libra moon, Libra moons can, I do notice the people with Libra moons are very interesting, because one minute it's this, the next minute it's that, and I feel like they struggle to make a choice in how they feel, and they struggle to it can come off flaky and wishy-washy. But they struggle with certain aspects of their emotions where there's no definiteness, while also not wanting to disturb the peace. But sometimes, like, emotions aren't always pleasant, so you can't always guarantee that emotions won't disturb the peace, you know. So, and sometimes things aren't what we perceive as fair. And so I do notice that it can have like an emotional detachment of not wanting to disturb the peace or wanting to consider what's fair, but they can be kind of vapid in certain regards where they don't think about things in a nuanced type of way. They just kind of want things to stay the same, and that's just not how emotions are, and that's not how life is. And so when we have all of this healing that we're kind of been struggling, but now we have a Kazemi where Chiron and the sun will come together and it'll purify. So we'll have a clear insight into our healing. It will be diametrically opposed to our emotions, because there's a part of us where we're like, look, I don't really want nothing to change. I kind of have this figured out, or I'm already kind of like trying to just chill right now. I really don't want to focus on that, and I don't really want to think about these types of things. And so it can be hard. So when we have this, we can have issues with wanting to be optimistic, happy-go-lucky, but also losing perspective. We don't have as a clear perspective as we think we do. So this can lead us to indulge and do very extreme behaviors. Also, like, I wouldn't be surprised if people have extreme outbursts or tantrums. But instead of being indulgent emotionally, I would suggest people to try to spend quality time with people that they care about if they can. Chiron and the moon, when they're opposing each other, these can be a lot of issues with emotional wounds. Deals with emotional wounds, deals with wounded women, a wounded mother. And so it's interesting that this whole time we've been dealing with the wounded masculine principles, but now when the full moon comes, it's going to introduce wounded mother, wounded women dynamics. And so while we're dealing with this whole exertion of masculine force, we're also going to have to focus on healing our emotions surrounding healing our masculine energy. So thinking about holistic care, taking better care of ourselves, thinking emotionally in emotional unorthodox type of way, thinking outside of the box around your emotions. So I know they be like, well, most people would feel this way about that. True, but someone will probably have emotionally odd or emotionally unorthodox ways in which they process a wound this week, and it probably will work for them because it's just a weird thing. It's just something that people, it's gonna, I don't want to say force, but people are gonna be in situations where it can force them to have unorthodox means to move past certain things. This could deal with healing or wounded intuition, or being forced to wound your intuition, heal your wounded intuition. So like maybe people second guess themselves all the time, and they have to heal the intuitive parts of themselves because maybe people keep telling them that they're wrong, or they second guess themselves. This can also deal with aspects of healing your abandonment, healing where you feel like the black sheep, where you don't fit in. And overall this week we'll have a moment where we get to embrace our own unique talents and our own unique sense of self. So overall, this should raise your self-confidence, but I know it don't feel like it, but when you probably look back on it, you be like, you know what? Yeah, I do feel better. My friend is a Libra moon, and yeah, she seems so shallow. Yeah, they do be kind of all over the place, and I can see why. Not Libran extremists, dead ass. They get feisty if they think something is unfair, and sometimes it's misguided when they missing the info about situation. Yeah, they do that all the time. Hey Dion, who is this for? Jasmine, this is just an overview about what the week is. We haven't gotten to any rising signs just yet, but we're just talking about how the planets are placed right now and what people probably will be experiencing this week, you know, and comparatively to what the new moon was, because we had a new moon in Aries the 21st of March, and now we're having a full moon in Libra, and so now this will be opposing the starting point. So the starting point was Aries, and now we're in Libra, and they're in opposition to each other. So it's going to bring all of this full circle. Let's see. I'm a unique black Jacob sheep. That's funny. Okay, so now we're about to get into rising signs. Any questions before I get started? Let me know. Any questions? If anybody's confused about anything that I say, I try to make it as concise as possible. But any questions? Okay, let's get started. The first rising this week is Capricorn. So for Capricorn, the full moon in Libra will occur in your ninth house, and so you can have issues with in-laws. You can have issues with travel, and travel being delayed and canceled. And it could be because like a partner, whether romantic or business partner, or somebody that you're working, doing things in proximity with, they can't make a trip. I would suggest you to watch any promises that you make from yourself, like I promise this person something, blah 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 blah. No, watch that, and also watch for when people promise you something. Act like they can't make their promise. So you keep, even though somebody say I promise I'm gonna give you $5 Friday, act like they don't have the money, and just keep going. And don't promise anything yourself, because you might can't do it. And it's not because you flaky, you just might can't. Like something will happen where you just can't, even though you've already taken an oath that you would. Hopefully that makes sense. But, and just watch, just try not to, just watch it. I would advise you to be careful around any legal issues, because it's not really well placed for legal issues. So like, don't try to initiate something with somebody, and if they try to start something with you in a legal type arena, try to work something out outside of that. And lastly, spirituality and religion will be a center focus for you during this placement, because of all of these things emotionally going on. It requires something of you to look at something outside of yourself, which would be very hard for a Capricorn, because Capricorn is like a very physical, tangible thing that they can work hard for and aim hard for, but you might not have that. So this forces you to look at a more intangible thing, something that is not in front of you, something that you have to look deep within yourself to get, whether it's strength, whether it's spirituality, religion. It forces you to look within to see, what's going on, especially since Jupiter is combust and Jupiter rules the ninth house. And so it's synonymous with the ninth house, with your faith in yourself and your sense of faith. So this could be a bit of a doozy for you. And so this requires you to be more spiritual and more religious, and have more faith in life and yourself, outside of having faith in what you can do, how resourceful you are, how hard you can work. It's not about that. All right, so for Aquarius and Aquarius risings, the full moon will be in your 8th house. So before I get into Aquarius, I want y'all to keep in mind whatever I told y'all in the Aries new moon in the stream a couple weeks ago, that this is paralleling that. And so for Aquarius, or Capricorn, that was in your 3rd house, so it dealt with your thoughts and communication. And now they're going to test whatever your thoughts and communications are with more wisdom, or thinking of more higher forms of that. It's going to test that. So you know what, thank you, Jasmine, for doing that, because listen, and you know what, and that's why Shorty got the wrench. Let me tell you something. Listen, but yeah, so now we're going to get into Aquarius rising. So last time, if I remember correctly, Aquarius risings, y'all had y'all new moon in Aries in the 2nd house, dealing with certain forms of finances. Well, this time it'll still be about finances, and this time it'll be in your 8th house. So remember I told y'all not to spend nothing even when you get more. So when you get more, don't flex, right? Okay, because what's going to happen is you're going to have to save, and still save, and still save. Like, don't spend, still save. Saving is still there. Don't change saving, and saving is still there. I told y'all this. That's why I sometimes have to rewatch stuff back from before, because it's a cycle. These are lunation cycles. They push and pull back on an original point. And I told y'all a few weeks ago, don't spend nothing that you don't stay in your budget. I was balling in Houston. Baby, that's why I told you not to do this, because alright, I might have to drop a hammer on some of the girls today. Okay? So you can get unexpected expenses that just come out of nowhere. So you can get stuff from your insurance, taxes. Now you could get a rise in your income. You could still make more money, but now we're in a different place where, because I make more money, I have to pay more. I have to pay more, and it's just unexpected. It just come out of nowhere. I paid all my bills and sent money to my savings first. Okay, there you go. There you go. Because now you make more money in this house that is moved into the house of debts and all of this other stuff. So it's not just about I have money and it's just there and it's sitting. It's like I have money, and because I have more money, I have to pay taxes now. I have to pay debts now. I need more insurance, because the 8th house deals with dynamics of trust, intimacy, and insurance, and certain forms of bindings that are guaranteed. So the 9th house deals with that. So you making more money, you do have to pay that. So like if you inherit something, you might have to pay like inheritance taxes or whatever, all of that other stuff. And if they got a lien on the house and blah blah blah, like sharing wealth in that dynamic isn't always the easiest. So I would suggest you don't sign for a loan. Don't ask for a loan. Don't go out and look for a loan. It's a no. I don't care what they say. Don't do it. Don't sign any related documents technically to that sign. And I know what that means. Like, what do you mean? Okay, let's think about what the sign is. So Libra rules, because the moon is in Libra, right? So you wouldn't sign any documents related to whatever sign the moon is in. So Libra rules making decisions, choices, romance, alliances, mutual support. This could be new business opportunities, right? This could be legal things, because Libra also rules courtrooms and attorneys. This can also deal with marital bliss, like getting married. This can also deal with mediations. This can also deal with like certain forms of art, being an artist, live musical performances. I would not sign any of that. No. So if you are an artist, you about to get married, you do music, anything related to the sign of Libra. Y'all can look up what rules Libra's rulership. No. Don't sign nothing related to none of that, because the tax is waiting. The tax is waiting for you on the other side. You have an audit, and I would suggest you say no to anything that sounds too good to be true. If it's something like too good to be true, money-wise, I don't care what they fucking say, don't spend it. Don't say it. Don't spend it. Don't go over there. I don't care what they say. I don't care if they say, girl, you can save 20 puppies. I feel you though, but the way my placements are set up, it's not built for that. You have to actually go to somebody else's stuff with a better placement than I have, because I don't have it. So that's what I would suggest. Say no, and no some more. You know. Let's see. Is this a good time to dispute or settle debts like Rosh Hashanah? I actually would not be shocked if this, you know what, yes, it's not a bad time for you to do it, because it's fair. But the only thing is, you have to be careful the documents you sign under this placement. So if you want to square stuff off, cool, but don't sign nothing new. People like, well, like, just like you pay off a bill and they be like, well, we can set you up with a new program. No, girl, I paid you. You take your ass on and going about your way. And at the end of this call, because you were so helpful, I'm going to do the survey so that you can get your points at your job or whatever, sis. But I'm not signing up for nothing new. I pay every damn bill that y'all sent me. Leave me alone. That's what you need to do. Don't sign for nothing new. But if you want to rework something that you already have, yes. But don't try to let nobody push you into other stuff, because it's going to be a no. Nothing new. Old. Because hopefully that makes sense, because the 8th house, Scorpio, it rules things that are old. They rules things like old in the sense like I got it from someone else. They gave it to me. I inherited from, because it's the house of inheritance, right? So nothing in inheritance says new. It says my granddad owned it. Now my dad owns it. Now I own it. Now my niece owns it. That doesn't scream new. It screams used, and it's running through the family, or it's running through like lovers, or you see what I'm saying? It's not new. It's something that I got from somebody, and they gave it to me, and then I gave it to them, and then they gave it to whoever. So hopefully that makes sense. Nothing new. Old stuff, and debts are old. That's something that's old. That's something that you can do on a slick line, but nothing. Just keep in mind, look up anything that is ruled by Libra and turn the other way. So if that's negotiations, or let's have a peace treaty, let's have a legal court thing, let's have a art, music, let's get married, because marriage is a legal contract. Turn around. Y'all gonna have to push the wedding back, because it's just not gonna go well. All right, so for Pisces risings, let me see. I think the last time y'all had yours with the Aries, I think it was in like maybe like y'all first house. I think so. So for Pisces risings, it's probably in your first house. And so, depending on how your rising sign is set up, this will occur between the 7th and the 8th house. So, this is going to, half of this is going to be applicable to when is this period over? Well, when you're dealing with a full moon, the rule is you wait 2 weeks. So when a new moon, it's the whole month, it's the 4 weeks. When you're dealing with a full moon, it's the 2-week cap. So let me see, this will be on the 6th, so around the 20th. But we start a new cycle, I think, on the 19th. But the new cycle we start, it will be eclipse season. So eclipse season don't really follow those rules, because it's like a new moon and a full moon will crack. So at this point, it will start for months. It'll be months on end of this energy. So keep that in mind, because the next cycle we start, it'll be eclipse season, so it'll be locked in for months. But like on average, like outside of like eclipse season, a new moon lasts 4 weeks, a full moon lasts 2. So even though the full moon and the new moon will technically overlap towards the last 2 weeks, technically speaking, because it initiates the energy, but that's the average rule. Eclipse season, that shit lasts for 6 months, and I'll explain that to y'all the next stream, because I think next week was when we start the eclipse, or the week after that, something like that. It's one of these weeks. I gotta look it back up, but I know it started April. So, but yeah, that's the average rule. Hopefully that makes sense for you. Let's see. All right, so Pisces risings. So yeah, y'all Aries new moon started in, I think, about your first house. So first or second, depending on what y'all had going. 2 weeks. Yes, ma'am, 2 weeks, girl. So really until around the 20th, 1920th energy. But yeah. So this time it's going to deal with similar aspects and themes of Aquarius, depending whatever your rising sign is. So it's still going to deal with you saving, unexpected expenses, a rise in insurance and income, taxes. Don't sign no loans. Don't sign no credit cards. Or anything that's related to the zodiac sign of Libra, and you could look up what rules Libra. So relationships, marriage, music, art, negotiations, peace treaties, no legal things, because Libra also rules courtrooms. So y'all might have to do some back end deals. Nothing like official, nothing with a signed notary came up and stamped it. Your people call my people. No under table dealings, because that's what Libra rules. Libra rules like legal action. And try not to get swayed into things that sound too good to be true with money. Now, on the flip side, with a Pisces rising, because it's your first house, and depending on what degree your rising sign is in, this is going to deal with the 7th house. And so I would suggest you to listen to other people's point of views, learn to compromise. There'll be challenges with other people trying to get in your way or oppose your plans. And marriage and engagements can come about because they were delayed. So like somebody can get married or engaged after a delay, or something put it off. And so now they get married, now they get engaged. So I would suggest you to do that with the money. But if it's on, depending on what your stuff is, because this will happen, I think, about 16 degree of Libra. So depending on how your rising sign is set up, this will deal with working out through compromises with other people. This will work through working out through compromises with other people in finances too. So let's see. Can I buy some furniture? I know that sounds crazy, digital, but there are certain moon cycles, or like moons that people get, where it is a good time to buy like furniture and art and stuff like that. What's your rising sign again, digital? But no, there's certain like moons where it's like, do you have a moon in Leo or a moon blah blah that's transiting, and I'll tell you if it's a good time to buy it on average. Now, to be honest, if that type of forecasting really depends on the person's natal chart, because there's a technique you can do with the moon where you could track it throughout the day, and it'll determine when's a good time to do something with the least amount of resistance that you're trying to do. Hopefully that makes sense. So if you understand what zodiac signs rule what, you could look for the moon to be in that zodiac sign, and like for like random tasks like getting a haircut, going shopping, getting the best deals, you could calculate when the moon's going to show up in that time, and then you leave the house and you go that time and you will find it. Hopefully that makes sense. But it really depends. Like that technique, you really need to do it with your natal chart, and then you do the transiting chart on top of that to see which time would be the best time. So yeah, I didn't get the Sag risings yet, so I think y'all at the bottom this time. I think you're at the bottom. I love the natal hours. Do it for beauty treatments, because nobody wants a bad hairstyle fro jacked up. Yeah, and natal hours is a real thing, but there are certain things that track lunar hours, which will be good for you. They also have it, yes, and that's the technique. You can do it. I mean, I don't use the app, but for somebody like digital, that will come in handy. So like if you probably plug in one of them apps that S. Cauldron is telling you, they'll tell you when's a good window to go do something. And I think that's still considered like a form of daily forecasting. But they tell you what hours you can do stuff. Or they'll tell you what hours that a planet has domination. So it's like you can have like a Mars dominated hour. And then that's a good time to go out and get stuff done. But yeah, I would just be careful of that and just keep going, because I know the Pisces, you guys have been really working on your self-esteem and working on your new identity and your new sense of self. And so when you do all of those things, I do think you'll get some type of traction with trying to experiment or express these types of things. Okay, so for Aries risings, this will definitely be in your 7th house. It's not even no depending on your rising signs. 9 times out of 10 it is. The same thing goes with having to listen to other people and their point of views, learning to compromise. There could be challenges with others getting in the way of your plans or trying to oppose your plans. And again, marriage and engagements that were delayed, they'll come into effect where people can get married now, people can get engaged now. Things that were put off are now prominent, and now they can do those types of things. But I do suspect like the Aries rising should have a sense of self where they're less optimistic and gung-ho when they started this journey of discovering who they are and expressing themselves and maybe healing their wounded masculinity or wounded masculine self. And so it could be a bit hard to step up for that. But you guys will have a window where you guys can, pursue those types of things. So I won't be shocked if people with predominant Aries placements, if y'all are in a relationship, y'all probably wanted to get married, y'all didn't feel like it was enough time, but maybe something this week will give y'all where y'all can either commit in relationships, take things to the next level. Now you could have people interrupting that and trying to start trouble, put up challenges or opposes, but again, you and Pisces are both working on stepping into a new identity for different reasons. Different placements and why you're trying to transform who you are as a person. But for Aries, this goes on to deal with creative expression versus a Pisces, which is they a little lost right now and they're trying to figure out who they are. And so now that you're tapping into your creative expression and particularly creative identity and your own vitality and divine masculinity, you're going to have people that's going to test it a little bit to see how firm you are in your masculine identity and how strong your masculinity is. BMORE, you the oracle. You ain't gotta use the app. You putting us all on. Oh yeah, baby. I don't use the app, but I just crack a book and just start calculating like that. But you know what? I will use the app though. I'm not opposed to apps because listen, sometimes you just do not have time for that. You just don't. Like you be out on the go and be like, oh shit, I need to look at my placements today, and I really don't have time to sit there and really look. So no. Let's see. So I still even if y'all can do stuff, I still would suggest y'all to get an app because sometimes you just don't got time. I'm gonna be real. Sometimes you be like, look, I actually know the technique, but baby, I just don't got time. Not today. So yeah, all right. Any questions, Aries risers, before we get into Taurus? All right, for Taurus risings, I think the Aries moon, don't quote me, I think it happened in your 12th house, which dealt with secrets, gossiping energy, stuff that deals with hospitals or things coming out that wasn't supposed to. I think so, yeah. So now we're at the full moon where after all the secrets came out, after all people's gossiping, running their fucking mouth, things that you didn't want exposed is exposed now. Just all types of stuff. People being sick, just girl, I got C19 right now, just type of stuff like that. Now it's in your 6th house and deals with work and your health. And so your work environment and your health will be interlinked. And so in order for you to maintain your health, you have to make sure your work life is healthy. And in order to maintain a healthy work life, you need to make sure your physical health is in check. You'll still be the center of gossip and rumors. Unfortunately, that did not change. Taurus risings, I'm sorry, girl. People still want to run their motherfucking lips. Gabba, 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 gabba. Gabba lipping like a motherfucker. But what I would tell you now, they try to, outside of information slipping out, that's already annoying as is. But now we're going to move on to people trying to sabotage you or people trying to blame you for shit. And it's unfortunate, but that's just what the tea is. But people want to try to sabotage you, blame you for shit. I would tell y'all to keep information to yourself at work. I don't give a fuck if you this is my work mother, this is my work father, We cool. We never had a problem. He cute. I always wanted to ask him out on a date. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if you went to Bernadette's retirement party or Earl is your friend. You hang outside with Earl old ass outside of work. Baby, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Don't tell nobody nothing. Repeat it one more time. Do not tell nobody nothing. Be quiet. Don't, cause you still got a gossiping energy around, and it's not even like you doing anything per se, but it's just like the trends is lined up for people to run their mouth about you. I don't know, that sucks, but to be fair, every placement has had a gossip transit. It's just the nature of the universe. But because we know this, y'all are gonna have to be quiet. Don't say nothing. Don't tell nobody nothing. I don't care how cool y'all are with people at work. I don't care if you went to that baby shower. I don't care if that's your goddaughter. Listen. Nothing. I don't know. Hopefully that makes perfect sense. But nothing. Be quiet. Alright. Any questions for Taurus risers before I move on to Gemini? Let's see. They don't let me look through my phone. Okay, there you go. Oh, that's good. Y'all work stuff out. Gabba. Yeah, gabba lipping, just talking. But yeah, y'all just keep that to yourselves, cause y'all they not done gossiping, so y'all might as well just like not say nothing. Alright, so for Gemini risings, this can occur depending on your rising sign between your 6th and your 5th house. And there could be an urge to, again, just like the Taurus risings, work and health are going to be work and your physical health are going to be interlinked. So in order for work to be healthy, you have to be healthy. In order for you to be healthy, work has to be healthy. I know, especially for Gemini risings, y'all don't say shit neither. Y'all shut up too. Especially y'all ruled by Mercury. Y'all stay talking. Be quiet. Be quiet. It's nobody's business. Y'all stop running your mouths. Like, just keep it to yourselves. Let me see something. Sorry, but how do I know which is my rising sign? Village brother, I calculated your rising sign for you. You forgot. I mean, I'm not going to roast you too bad. It's not a dumb question. It's actually a smart question. But I definitely remember telling you what your rising sign is. If you don't mind, you could put it in the chat and I'll find it for you. I don't think we passed it really. I actually don't. But I definitely remember finding it for you. It's okay. It's okay. You know, we have an economic downturn. Just if you put it in there, I'll find it. You gotta put it in your phone. Put it in the little note thing. If I find it again, you gotta write it down somewhere or put it in your phone notes or something. But it's not a dumb question, you know, but all right, let me get back to it. So for Gemini risings, yeah, y'all can be running your mouths. I wouldn't try to keep it to yourself. Again, y'all could be susceptible to people gossiping. Y'all could be susceptible to sabotage, rumors, the blame game, people blaming you for stuff. And again, I don't care who you work with, keep it to yourself. You want me to text it? Yeah, you can text it to me. I'll shoot it right back. And my number is in the bio, so if you just text it to me and then I'll text it right back so you can just have it. So yeah, y'all want to keep a lid on stuff so that way y'all can have peace at work. Okay? Now, more than likely, y'all stuff is going to be in the 5th house, more so than the 6th. But just in case y'all shit is a little early, I don't know. But this can also push you into a desire to spend more time with your kids, your lovers, sports, socializing, leisure activities, and creativity or activities that can help push you into creativity. Now, for Gemini, like, kids can really eat up your time right now. People want to interrupt your social events. You having fun, you relaxing with your boo. Here comes somebody stomping up here, starting all this fucking trouble. They can really do that. And so these people can interrupt social events. And they can also create issues with your romance. There can also be fights with friends too. That's why, honestly, like I said, keep a lid on your shit. You mind your business and you keep it to yourself. Don't say nothing. Now, maybe the people, because y'all, depending on how your Gemini rising is set up, maybe it's a little bit of gossipy rumors and maybe it's not. But it can really interrupt your fun. And especially for Gemini, y'all like to have fun. And y'all don't want people to interrupting y'all shit. So, keep that in mind. Alright, so for Cancer risings, this will definitely be in your 5th house. And the same thing goes. There will be a desire to spend time with your kids, your lovers, sporting events, social events. You want to have fun. You want to do your thing. But again, kids can eat up a lot of your time. People just coming up, hating on you, interrupting your fun. People minding your business and trying to ruin your love life. And you can have some fights and arguments with friends yourselves. So, you know, y'all keep that in mind. I understand Cancers can get kind of snappy. And y'all also can get kind of, I never forget a slight. Because I that's one thing. Cancers will hold on to a grudge. But I can see that, doing that. But because y'all like kids anyway, like, you know, y'all kids can be just a little bit more demanding right now. They need more time, so they can just cut up in more personal time. Or lovers need more time, and so maybe they cut up in your own personal time. So, alright. For Leo risings, this will occur in your 4th house. And so emotions, home, family, security, stability are really important right now. And you can have issues with parents, your children, or roommates, or basically anybody that you live with. You can have beef or smoke with them, right? And so they'll put you in a situation where it's like your family versus your career. You know, your private life versus your public life or public dynamics. There could also be where you have to move or relocate for work. So it could be like you move your home office or something like that. Those types of dynamics. But you're really looking for stability and emotional stability and security. And especially now since Mars is in Cancer. So it can really push you to having these types of dynamics for stability and emotional stability and really wanting these types of dynamics. Which can really challenge, because I forgot what Leo had it in. I think they had it in the 9th house the last time. Can't really remember quite. But watch the playback of the Aries new moon, and that's when you'll find it. Now for Virgo risings, I definitely remember y'all had the lunation start with money. Yeah, it started with your 8th house. So it started with y'all having to worry about family money issues, spouses, debts, maintaining your spouse's money, or maintaining or having to take care of a spouse or something. Things like that. And not borrowing money. So for Virgo right now, emotional security is linked to your finances. And so I would suggest y'all to spend within y'all means. Don't spend nothing that y'all don't have. You know, if you don't have it, then you don't have it. Keep to your budget and don't break from that. Expenses and delay in your expected income can show up. So you can get a random expense that shows up out of nowhere, or you can get an unexpected delay in income that just shows up out of nowhere and you just have to pay it. That's why I said don't take out any loans, don't do that. Just manage what you already own. Don't try to shake up stuff, because just go with what you already own. And right now it can be hard to get a credit card or a loan. So that's why I would suggest budgeting, save, and plan what you already have. Even in the last one, like having to restructure your spouse's or your partner's income, so that way by this point, whatever pops up right now that you have to pay or that you owe or blah blah, it doesn't really matter because I've already worked out all the stuff I needed to. So you know, who cares? You know, I already been budgeting and restricting not only my partner's money, but my own money too, to make sure that we have it and not borrow anything. So if you listen to the Aries new moon, then you, by this point, you should be okay. But I don't know if everybody was listening to what I had to say. So hopefully y'all wasn't doing too much, or y'all didn't take out a loan, or I didn't get a new credit card, or nothing crazy or big flexing energy like that, you know. So, but honestly, I do think like Virgos are really good at accounting though. So I can't see the Virgo risings really spending that much fucking money. But I mean, depending how y'all chart set up, I don't fucking know. But I can't see a Virgo just really blowing through something, but you know. All right. So next is Libra risings. So Libra is going to be the moon is going to be in your own sign. So for Libra risings, this is going to be in your first house. And so this is going to deal with emotional satisfaction. And you're going to really want emotional support. I can't remember. I think y'all had the Aries moon in the 6th or 7th house or something like that. I think it was the 7th house. Yeah, it was the 7th house. So you're going to look for emotional satisfaction and support from other people. And I can see the Libra rising ending relationships because they're not supportive and they're not mutually supportive. Or because, you know, Libra got a little bit of crazy on them. There can be unrealistic expectations either from you or other people. So manage your expectations and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. If you can manage your expectations, you'll be fine. You know? And try to manage you might have to manage other people's expectations because they might be more demanding of you, because I do notice Libra risings can be agreeable and nice, and people like them because they feel like they can, I guess, bend them to certain things or get them to support certain causes, or, you know, recruit them for certain things. But unrealistic expectations, that could be an unrealistic expectation you put on yourself, or maybe somebody has put that unrealistic expectations onto you, and you got to tell them like, look, I agree with you about fried chicken Fridays at work, but bitch, I don't agree with you about Taco Tuesdays. And we just have to leave it there. You know? And I know I agree with you the first time, but that doesn't mean I'm going to agree with you on everything. Like, it's like that. And I know that sounds silly, but that you might be in a situation, probably a little bit more serious, but we got to just do stuff like that. Like, look, we had a mutual understanding the last time. I don't agree. Stop telling me or asking me all of this stuff. I also would suggest that negotiations not be a thing. I would not try to make peace with people, negotiate, try to meet people where they are, you know, standing in the middle. You know, y'all know the things that the Libras do. I'm like, well, there has to be a reason why he's acting that way. Let me go see, find out. Let's shake in the middle. Let's go 50-50. You go your way, I go mine. Blah, 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 blah. That's not going to be a thing. Because you want to know why? It doesn't matter what you do, Libra risings, because these people are going to lack cooperation. They don't want to work with you. They don't want to cooperate. So it really don't matter. So once you realize it doesn't matter and these people are going to do what they want to do anyway, baby, go ahead and make your decision and have some peace. Go have some peace somewhere. That's what you need to do. Go have peace. Because it doesn't matter. They don't want to cooperate anyway. So it don't matter. Right? So for Scorpio risings, I think, let me see. I want to say the last one happened in your 5th or 6th house. Something like that. So it was something around lovers or something. I think so. Lovers or children. This is going to center in your 12th house. And so this deals with a lot of gossip, rumors, hidden matters, or things that you did not know will come to the forefront. And also hidden enemies. Ops can just appear out of nowhere. This can also cause issues with medications and chemicals and taking things. I would be very careful if you're a Scorpio rising. These next couple weeks, I'll be very careful what you take and what you ingest in your body, because chemicals and medications can really put a working on you. I will focus on more so rest, relaxation, and I will focus on proper nutrition if you can manage that. I don't know what everybody's pockets looking like, but if you can afford proper nutrition, try to aim for proper nutrition, and also check all your medications. Make sure they're the right medication. Make sure it's not a mix up. Make sure people not cleaning your house with crazy stuff. You know, watch chemicals and stuff that you're putting on your skin. You know, oh, I bought you a new chapstick. No, I'm actually allergic to that. Or, you know, I'm allergic to citrus. I don't want no citrus lip gloss. Like, you know, they bought it for you as a gift and then you put it on your fucking lips. You know, crazy shit like that. But I would watch any new type of chemical that you drink, that you put on your skin, any of that. Spraying in the air, perfumes, like, no. You could be forced to care for someone who's ill. Somebody gets sick and then you have to go and take care of them. Or maybe you're the person who's sick that they have to take care of as a byproduct of these medications and these chemicals. A job will be demanding and people want you to handle their bullshit. Like, hey, I understand this job is hard and that is why I'm going to come to you and give you more fucking work for no reason. Here you go. That's what you're giving. That's what's going to be given. So it's like you sitting down there at the desk, click, 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 click. And then here come, I don't know, y'all come up with a name, Talisa, Amy, Janika, whatever name y'all want, Darren, I don't fucking know, Eric, here they come. Oh yeah, I see you're busy, but here's more. No thank you. No thank you. No thank you. Remember, because rest and relaxation is on the menu, because you kind of have like a little thing where you have to take care of your health. So I would not suggest you to take up no more people shit at work. Let them deal with stuff on their own. You know, teach them where to go to get their stuff done. You know. But I would suggest y'all to listen to your intuition and your subconscious, because again, like I said, the subconscious and people's unknown hidden thoughts will help to eliminate a lot of stuff during this transit. But especially for Scorpios, I do notice this week, the Scorpio risings, with a lot of the way Mercury is placed, there will be a lot of, I guess you could say, undercover thoughts or subliminal vibes that you're going to pick up on, that's going to give y'all direction, the direction that you need. But again, y'all could still get hit with the ops, the enemies, or hidden issues that just spill out. Even if there's no enemy that pop out, or people being anemic and starting trouble, little troublemakers, it could still be like something that you didn't know that just comes up out of nowhere and you just have to deal with it now. You know, so that is really what will be tea. These are all of my notes for the Libra full moon, which will be on the 6th. Any questions, guys? Hey, Gigi. Any questions? And it don't have to be related to the topic, because y'all know I really don't care, because we be talking about everything on here. That stuff is already happening. Did you do Capricorn risings? Gigi, I started off with Capricorn risings this week. So yeah, that's at the beginning. But shout out to Jasmine, because she timestamped the video so y'all could be all the way together. So, and what I'll do is I'll look to see if I can come back and just start copying and pasting the timestamps and put it in the description bar, or put it down in the comment section. But Capricorns was at the top. But honestly, as long as you go past around like the 25-30 minute mark, because everything before then was just talking about the general transits. But if you go there, it'll tell you what house the full moon will be in for you. Hey, Sean. Yeah, Sean, you're very late. You're very late. It's okay. It's okay, because, you know, MVP Jasmine, she came through and she timestamped it in the description box. Everything you described has happened to me this week. Oh no, Lord. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I don't look. I don't like. You don't listen. You don't always want to be right about everything. So, should I be more careful with my? Is it thoughts? I want to say thoughts. It's Cancer rising this weekend. Let me know if it's not thoughts or something else. Oh, tongue. Okay, my bad. My tongue with Cancer rising this weekend. I'm attending a friend's birthday party. Oh, baby, you have to. I told y'all, like, listen. For the Cancer rising girls, you could get into a fight with your friend. Or people can break up a social event, or you go to a social event and somebody break it up and they start fighting like fucking monkeys, and then you gotta leave your friend party. Or something happens when you can't make it to the party, like you get a flat tire or something that interrupts your little fun or something, you know. But just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind, girl. You know, just understand what the T is. I'm not saying you should mind your tongue, but just know where it can go. Just know where it can go, because somebody listen, is it Macau or Michael? I don't know how to pronounce your name. You let me know, girl, because I will get it after you tell me the first time. I'm gonna practice it. But like, listen, you minding your business, and they be like, somebody be like, Macau look like the bitch I had a beef with, and I met her over town. Mikael. Okay, it's Mikael. Yeah, and you were like, bitch, no, I don't. I don't look like the girl you had a beef with. You just in here starting trouble, and the liquor is getting to you, and you cannot hold your liquor, bitch. That's what's happening. But all your friends, not trying to be smart, your homegirl can get something happen and they break up the whole thing, or maybe the fire department. But just know social events can break it up. I'm gonna be real, like it's gonna be hard, and I don't want to be right. Hopefully your friend party, maybe she got good transits, or she got a good natal chart. If she got a good natal chart, she might be able to be all right, you know. Is it a good time to get a sneaky link? Hold on, I think you had a Sag rising. Let me see something. Oh, and you know what? I am so sorry, Sag risings, because guess what, y'all? I forgot to type your shit up. I'm so sorry. That's my fault. And you said it, and thank you, Digital, for reminding me. Let me put this in here real quick, because I'm about to just pull it up. And I'm still probably gonna type it because I like having all my notes together. But thank you, Sag Rising, Digital, because listen, I thought I had typed up all of them, but I don't think I did this one. So I'm gonna just pull it up and I'll just run it right now. Let's see. It's on the 6th of April. Let me see. Give me a second, y'all. My bad. I am so sorry, Sage Rising girls. Hold on. My bad. It's at 16 degrees. Where are you? Boom. All right, hold on. Let me just put this right here. Give me a second, guys. I got it for the Sage Rising girlies. All right. So for y'all, this is going to be in your 11th house. Yeah, so, okay. For the Sag Risings, this is going to be in your 11th house. So, you're going to have very strong bonds with friends now, but others may ask too much of you in the way of favors or expect you to carry more than what is fair for you to carry. Especially in group dynamics or like in the organization or stuff like that. So there can be a clash with a friend or romantic interest, or your parental responsibilities could interfere with time for your own personal interests. So y'all, I mean, I'm not saying you can't have a sneaky link, but you do run the risk of a sneaky link, especially digital, because you asked me about sneaky links. They could be demanding, and you might end up getting into it with them. Not astrological hope transits. Well, it is. And just so y'all know, there's placements y'all could do where I've seen people use astrology to conceive children. Like, you can, and I might show, if I can remember where I can found it, you can look up like how do people like calculate when they can like have a certain zodiac sign, and I think even gender, like they got it down to like quick math. So I'm like, girl, y'all crazy. But yeah, digital, I would be careful, because it seems like groups of people or friends, they're gonna be real demanding right now, even lovers. So like, I don't know, girl. They might ask you to do something that's not your fucking business to be doing. If you can run in and run out, I don't know, girl. Like, do your thing and don't stay. Like, it depends. I don't know what their chart looking like, but I do know for you, you could have somebody being demanding. Oh yeah, I just noticed a lot of dark hidden ish being rolled out in the infosphere. I wonder how the moon Libra will influence some of these developments. Huh. You know what? There could probably be more legal stuff, or people trying to like mediate, because I do notice like the moon in Libra wants things to be more peaceful, and so I can see people pushing to try to push like to assuage maybe the public or keep things smoothed out, but that's not how that works. So Mikhail, okay, I hope my Libra sun and moon balance me out this weekend. I mean, I hope so too, but you're gonna, if you have a sun and moon, I don't know if it's kazemied or not, or debilitated, but we'll see, because you want to have a full moon in Libra though, so that'll be your lunation return, so we'll see. It's okay, take it. Okay. It's now like the sneaky leak might catch feelings. I'm feeling like they might, or they might ask digital for some money that she been saving. Or can you pick up my kids from school? Like, that's what is giving. I don't know, girl. That's what I'm trying to do. Play and go. Yeah, just handle your business and slide out. Like, and girl, after you slide out, put your phone on do not disturb. Girl, put the phone on do not disturb, and just run out of there. I'm annoyed already. I think you're saying I have to ignore some friends. Yeah, Sean, baby. Woo, I'm not gonna lie, to Sag girls, they're gonna eat y'all up. And I know the Sagittarius don't really like to be weighed down and bothered with all of that. So I can see them coming with shenanigans and stuff. Like, that's not my responsibility, you know, to handle that. And that's mainly, just see if it's for you to handle that. Like if they say, do you know somebody who hiring, or is your job hiring? You know, that's one thing, because they actually get put on and they trying to work. They not telling you to give you money or nothing, or do all this extra stuff. But that's one thing, they asking you to plug them in somewhere. But like if they say, you know, something that I feel like you can't handle, or it's not your responsibility, it's gonna be a big pill to swallow. So I just don't see it. Adam 22, cool, probably. And you know what, Antarctica, I can see people trying to come out and balance out the situation and be like, look guys, it's not that bad. And I'm like, bro, it probably is though. It probably is though. But what's your thoughts on Ramadan and fasting? I really don't have any. I actually, it doesn't bother me that people have different religious beliefs, so it doesn't really bother me. And as far as in fasting, I mean, it has a lot of benefits. I mean, I guess you would have to see if you're in good health, enough health to fast, because everybody's nutrition isn't the best, and so sometimes fasting isn't really good for people with already failing health. So I don't know, I guess it depends. It depends on what people's health is, to be where it's at right now, depending if you should fast or not. So not pick up the kids. Yeah, like pick up the kids, you know, something crazy. Like that's a bit too much. Like, understand what we're doing. We're it's a drive-through. It's a fish stick drive-through. You go to the drive-through, you pick up your fish sticks. And everybody last stream, what we talked about, you know, anime, y'all know what fish sticks mean. You order your fish sticks. I hand them to you through the window. You give me back my panties, and I go home. Here you go, sir. Here's some fish sticks. And then you say, okay, there you go. Thanks, ma'am. You want your change? You want the receipt? No. And then you go on. I should not know what your kids look like. I should not know that your kids look like your great aunt, Gertrude. Henrietta. Why do I know your kids look like your great aunt Henrietta? Like, I shouldn't see none of that. This is added to the Sagittarius behavior. True, but well, you know what? I'm gonna say no. I feel like if we came in, I think where the Sagittarius get into trouble is if you come in knowing what the tea is, and like, look, this is just a drive-through window, fish sticks, you know, quarter pounder, you know, hot dog, beef ballpark, Nathan's beef ballpark sausages, whatever. No one can get mad. I think what Sagittarius get in trouble is like, sometimes y'all aren't always clear. Sometimes y'all ain't always clear when what the dynamic is, or what the dynamic is you don't want, or when you ready to do something else. And I think y'all should make the dynamics clear, you know, so that way we don't have none of that. That's when y'all become a terrorist, because y'all, I feel like y'all lead people into Sodom and Gomorrah. Y'all lead them into shenanigans, and then they like, bro, what happened? And you're like, what happened? And you're like, no, really, what happened? And it's like, okay, I changed my mind. I'm like, okay, well, you couldn't have said that. No. I'm like, what in the world? Let's see. It's been oddly falling apart, and his fish sticks allegations are thrown back in his face once again. People are figuring out that his political, oh Lord, I can see that. Yeah. I love just passing through like a drive-by, and people need to, you know, understand that. I think the set, y'all become terrorists when y'all be trying to act like it's not a drive-by. Just make it a drive-by. You don't have to do that. You know. Sag can sell a dream. And that's all I'm saying. Stop selling dreams, because you want to know why with Sagittarius, where they kill me? Y'all really can't handle like applied pressure. Y'all don't want to be bothered. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you don't want to be bothered, then stop doing that. Like, this is insanity. Y'all sounding crazy now. Because y'all be selling, like, pipe dreams, but then be like, oh, I can't believe, like, they actually thought. Like, no, sir, ma'am. Stop weighing yourself down and just go blow through like a breeze. How you're supposed to. Yeah, if you giving Captain D's, just say that. That's all I'm saying. Just say that. You know? Just say that. You know? Just say what it is so we can move on. Go for it. I mostly been watching Congress. Okay. Okay. But yeah, like, that's all. Aquarius be selling cheap thrills. You know what? Mikau, I don't know how you got caught by an Aquarius, girl. I don't know, because first off, they're very zany, but they also like chaotic contrarians and low-key shit startery. So I don't know. I could see maybe why somebody got caught off track by Sag, because Sagittarius can also be very generous and sweet, you know, when they're not bogged down by stuff, when you just drawing a drive-by. So I could see why somebody got caught. But an Aquarius, like, they're not really known for sweetness, and they're not really necessarily known for generosity in that effect, because the Aquarius don't want to be bothered, and they're very honest and upfront, like, oh, please don't bother me with that. I don't want to be bothered. So, oh, girl, how you get caught with one of them? I'm going to movies discount Tuesdays. It was what I could afford. Girl, let me tell y'all, it was a time where I used to get up early and and I was working late, and I would watch the early bird special. I would go to the early where the old people come into the movies. Baby, I would come in there, them tickets be like $5 and $10. I would come in there, order my food, blah, 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 and just be chilling. And you know, all the kids in school, fire. My ex-wife flashbacks talking about Sage. As an Aquarius risings, I hate being bothered. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I said. Mikau, how you get caught? Girl. You had to been holding on, child. Because, like, no Aquarius, they don't want to be bothered. They don't want to be bothered. They be like, girl, get from me. How you get caught? Yeah, girl, because all the people with predominant Aquarius placements, they like, yeah, bro. Like, that's why I said, like, prayers to people that got caught by Sagittarius. I can understand why. Because the Sag be, whew, Lord, they just be going with it. And then you look them in the face and you're like, why would you tell me that? And they be like, I don't know. But an Aquarius never really falter, you know. I used to go to the movies during the day all the time. Loved it. Baby, listen, before this whole COVID thing hit, because COVID had shut down a movie theater that I really loved, yo. I used to go to this movie theater. Right after, I had a whole routine. I would go to therapy. I would get my matcha latte. I would walk over to a movie theater that was for adults only. Like, you had to be 21 and over to get into this theater. And I would go in there, I would order me I would get me like a wine, I would order me like a crab cake. Baby, I was acting a fool. Let me tell you how I had saw like Into the Spider-Verse 3 times. 3 times for no reason. For no reason, because the theater's comfortable. First of all, it was a good movie. So I kept watching Into the Spider-Verse. But yeah, I just went, girl. Let me tell you how when the COVID hit and it was shutting down business, they was like, we're sorry, we're going out of business. And I was like, no, why? And I understood why, because nobody was outside. And that was like years ago. But that used to upset me. Like, it was 21 and over, it was no kids there. And I don't hate kids. It's just sometimes, like, I understand people have to get it how they live, especially if they don't have a babysitter, they can't afford a babysitter, or maybe they can't trust people with their kids. But baby, sometimes I'm like, woo, I wish they had kids hours. I wish they had kids hours, or like kids days that's like dedicated to like children. So they could just get that out their system. It could be like a sale where it forces the parents to come out at that time. But I'm like, woo, Lord, y'all, it can be much. My ex was a Sag. We don't know if we coming or going. Yeah, that's my thing. That's my thing with them. You know, y'all don't know what's going on, and you ask them direct questions. Just around the world, men around the world. I'm like, okay, get out of here. They got caught by air sign trickery. Air signs be finessing if they get something out of the deal. They do, chill. Oh Lord. Crab cakes and wine after therapy sound fire. Yes, girl. I used to get a matcha latte every time because matchas was my shit. And then I would go over there, sometimes get wine if I was in a drinking mood, sometimes not. But I would go over there, I would order like probably like a crab cake. Sometimes I was like order the crab cakes. Then I would order like they would have like a what is it called? Coleslaw tossed in like a oil or vinaigrette. Because sometimes at that point I couldn't do coleslaw with the mayo. Y'all killing me with that. And then I had like a side of potatoes. Sometimes I would get the fries. Sometimes I get the mashed potatoes. Or I would get like the asparagus in a lemon sauce. And then I would order a big thing of popcorn. And then like candies. And I clearly wasn't going to finish all of it. It was just like a vibe. You know, and that would be cute too. So that, yeah, I would make sure my outfit be always cute before I went to therapy. Because I'm probably going to cry in this bitch. You know. And then I would go run my errands and run around town being cute and possibly tipsy after dealing with all of my problems. But yeah, it used to be a vibe. Now I ain't going to nobody's office now. I'm too scared to get coughed on. You know. But yeah, I used to get them Merlin style crab cakes, baby. Them get some crab cakes, some seafood, you know, fire. I'm about to tell you. So I met this one 2 years ago on Hinge. Girl, why? He was so chill. That's how they always start, Mikael. They always start chill and then they turn crazy on you. Then the next day, after getting some fish sticks, he started to preach in my room. No! Girl! No! Girl! Let me see. Let me go down to her comment. He's dead ass gave me a sermon about finding my purpose, and I just left him after that. Okay, so did you tell him you was lost? Like, because this is weird, unsolicited advice from like a fish stick exchange. This is a fish stick exchange. I don't understand why we're trying to, you know, chill. And you know what, Mikael? I see why you got caught. Because he said he wasn't. See, he tried to act like he was chill, and then he tried to go into preacher mode. And I came here for my fish sticks to get tossed. I didn't come here for that. I can actually go get a therapist for that. Nah, I didn't sign up for fish sticks in therapy. Yeah, he's out of order. I'm sorry. That's too much. It's just like when we was losing Blockbuster. Renting games and movies were very underrated before modern digital. Yeah, it is fire. They need kids hours for stores, planes, etc. Child, I don't want to be bothered with people kids unless they're my nieces and nephews. Yeah, and they do. And I actually don't mind when they have children hours and stuff, because I feel like the kids need to not be bothered either. Adults be weird, kids be weird, and sometimes they need that space. So I don't care about that. So like, let them do that thing. I've been to Timbuktu in Baltimore. Them crab cakes fire. Yeah, the Merlin style crab cakes is fire. And you know what's the wildest part? Because I had made Prince and send some Merlin style crab cakes. When you eat it, or you used to eating them, you could tell when people like, this is Merlin style crab cakes. I'm like, it's not. Like, I live there. It's not. It's not. I was born and raised eating crab cakes, crabs since a youngin'. Like, this is not Merlin style. Now, I don't know what style it is, but it's not Merlin. It's somewhere else. And I don't have a problem with that, but stop telling people it's Merlin style and it's not. It's not giving that. This sounds so healing. Y'all better get y'all healing routines ready. Yeah. Can't eat them outside of Maryland. Not the same. That's what I'm saying, Dion. I don't know what they do to them crab cakes, but I'm like, yo, that is not Maryland style. I don't know what y'all doing. I don't know what y'all is doing, you know. But I made some for Prince and Sin, and they was like, damn, it's good. I'm like, yeah, like it's a vibe. And they was big, fat, and all. Woo, it was big, fat, and good. Not fish sticks preacher. It was like a whole tap TBN vibes. Yeah, like crazy. He's out of order for that. Like, not fish sticks ministries. Girl, I came here to get my stuff tossed with some tartar sauce thrown on them. You know, I needed some tartar sauce, and you did all of that. You're gonna find your purpose in life. Now let me clap them cheeks. We won't put Sister Mikhail on a stick and shutting list. We want to pray for her love life and that she can find someone who's not going to play with her like that. And that whether it's romantic, platonic, a drive-through window where she's throwing the fish sticks out the window, that she finds a situation in the name of Jesus where she can throw her fish sticks and the man will not turn into something else. Amen. Amen. That's what we're going to pray for. Sister Mikhail is on the stick and shut-in list. We're going to pray for her romantic and sexual life right now. Because that's out of order. Well, Sagittarius sister sign is Gemini, and they both change up on you. Yes, they do. Geminis do change up on you. But I never dated no Gemini. I ain't crazy now. There are certain signs I scoot around all the way. Like, oh no, baby. He's an Aquarius. Probably something in that Merlin water. You know what? It could be, but I don't know if it's just like people, I don't know where they get the recipes. Because you know, like, when people put up BS recipes and they be really gassing people and they be like, yeah. I'm like, no, that's not it. That's actually not it. You know. But people do that all the time. Like, when I'm sure people, you know, people who like are traditionally like Mexican, and when people put up bullshit Mexican recipes, I'm sure they feel the same way. Or like Italians, where they be like, yo, this is the best Italian thing, and then people probably be like, that's not even how you make that. I'm sure. I mean, everybody got their thing, you know, but I don't know what they be. I don't know what they be doing. Yeah, I don't. But you know, I don't know. I might put my crab cake recipe up. And then I had made some mashed potatoes, and I use my own seasoning blend. I have some seasoning blends on my own, but sometimes I use other people's seasoning blends. And I'm gonna tell y'all some good seasoning blends. Some of them seasoning blends be knocking when people put their own little thing, and I put it in there, and it be good. And sometimes I make like cabbage, but most of the time with crab cakes, I'm gonna make like asparagus, probably. I can see that. I was just reminiscing on my experience. She ran into Umar Johnson. It was Baptist style. Lord have mercy. Conscious cookies. And you welcome, Sister Mikhail, child, because we have to keep people lifted in prayer. As a Southerner with Baptist and a comic family, that's too much. A Kojic. Oh Lord. I've dated Gemini, and it was probably the best relationship I had. But I like a little crazy. Well, you gotta say it's rising, so I can see y'all being compatible. Because y'all both can be crazy scam artists. Y'all both coming and going. I need that recipe. Going to use lion's mane. Yes, girl. I'm testing out different recipes for vegan crab cakes outside of like using crabs, because I still mostly try to make my stuff like plant-based. But I still like to have experiments with like vegetables to try to replicate different things. Plus, like, I'm gonna be real, outside of Maryland, I be feeling like, y'all, these crabs be expensive, chill. So, but no, I don't have an issue with eating like plant-based either, because at the rate of which I like to eat them, I'm used to eating. When you from Maryland, you eat crabs all the time. So I need to eat it more than that. But I also need to stay on my budget, so. I'm Honduran. I could tell the difference between homemade tortilla and store-bought. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. And that was another thing. I do have different cuisines on my list to learn. I wanted to make my own tortillas, because I feel like the ones I had that was homemade tasted better. But I also have different things. I'm trying to decide, like, I might go into like Asian cuisines, because I do have this book that breaks down the flavors of Asia and the different spices and herbs that they use. Like how I told you I had did the one for like African American cooking. I still am going to get more books on that. But I might go over to Asia and study like their flavor palettes and their spices. I was going to do Haiti, but the girl that I wanted to order the Haitian cookbook off of, her, I tried to order it because I seen her on like a cooking show. I'm like, oh shit, I need to get this cookbook, because I felt like they was playing with shorty, because they gonna try to say 1 minute like her food was too seasoned, and then like she dials back the seasoning, and they was like, well, you should have just stuck to your guns. And I'm like, but y'all was just whatever, girl. But I wanted to get her cookbook because I used to like going to this Haitian restaurant back in Baltimore, when I used to try to pretend to go to boxing classes. Like, I would for fake go to boxing classes, but then go to a Haitian restaurant, really. Like, and I would do it like regularly, like, yo, I'm about to go to boxing, and then not go to boxing, go straight. The restaurant was like right there, so I would go over there, you know. So, but I'm like, I'm gonna do it. But then when I went to go order it, child, it wasn't even up on the thing no more. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get like a used copy of it, but I don't know. I might have to look for some other little cookbooks. But I do have I guess you could say it's like, what would you consider it, like historical culinary? I don't know, but they talk about the history and the culture of like Asian cuisine, because I was going to try looking into like Haitian food and like read and study like their ingredients, but I don't know, I can't find her book, child. So it was too much. I couldn't believe my eyes. About to make vegan French dip. That sounds good. If you want to get store-bought Mexican tortilla from Chicago and a Salvadorian tortilla from New York City. Yeah, I kind of just want to like make my own though. So Asia does have an interesting flavor palette, not gonna lie. Yeah, because I was like, I might have to do that, because like because I love dumplings. Like, I love dumplings, whether it's like Southern dumplings, Asian dumplings, you know, Caribbean people making dumplings. I just love dumplings. So someone was like, let me buy this book, so when I want like an Asian dumpling, like I can like study the flavors and then learn how to make a dumpling, you know. But yeah, I wanted to like run through my whole diaspora black people cooking series thing that I had going on, because I was like slowly amassing cookbooks through like black and African cooking. But let me tell you how I got lucky one day and just found Asian cookbooks just lying around, and it was for free, and I was like, I'll take it. So I was like, well, I wasn't going to jump that far ahead, because I did want to learn about their foods and stuff like that, but I'll take it. Let's see, there's recipes on Haitian food on YouTube, and that's probably what I'm gonna have to do. But I'm still, I guess you could say, old school, because I really do love cookbooks though. I like having like a culinary collection, because it's also like knowledge that you can learn. So like a lot of times the cookbooks, they go into detail about how whoever cooks, how they got into it. A lot of times they go into like techniques and stuff like that are in the books that you can read on, or they go into like food history or agricultural history and how the food got to that point and why the food tastes the way it does. And so like there's a lot of like skills that I picked up or mixed with other cookbooks or other cooking skills that I've gotten. So, and that's why I like to have them, and I think it's just overall just like good to have. Plus, like, I'm also old. Like, I kind of have like an old school thing, because my parents are like older. So it's like, if your power go out, do you still have the book? Like, if my Wi-Fi, like on my tablet that I usually do my recipes on, like a tablet, if it goes out, or like the Wi-Fi down because of the weather or whatever, I still have the cookbook. So if I want to cook something, like, it doesn't matter, you know. Plus, I also have like a handwritten in cookbook that I write my own personal recipes in. Like, I write my own personal, I have my own empty cookbook that I write my own personal stuff that I make in there. So, let's see. Mikhail, well, you know, you got Holy Ghost fish sticks that can inspire the Father, the Son. That was stupid. Try to get a Belizean cookbook. It basically is for Central American and Caribbean fusion. That's not bad. So y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, the chat be coming with good suggestions. That's not bad. That's one thing I kind of regret not watching when my mom told me to. Oh. So that's the only thing. Alicia, what kind of cooking styles did your mom have? But yeah, like I be liking my cooking cookbooks. Hey, King Hebrew. But yeah, like, I'm gonna try to see if she put it back up there. And the lady that was Haitian. She was like I think she was an indie author too. So I do buy like indie books and stuff that are like outside of like publications and stuff like that. Like I even buy like there's some YouTubers that I kind of want to buy their cookbooks too. Like, or I have bought their cookbooks. Like if it's good, like I'm gonna buy it. So we gonna see. I would love to make Rasta pasta. It look good. We cook Haitian food. Oh, so your family's Haitian. So is it Cadet or Cadet? Did I say it right? Well, you know what? If you have any other family, you should try to see if they can pass you down some recipes though. Because a lot of people's families, they can inherit recipes. My mom is from Haiti. Well, you should try to see if you can get some other family recipes from some other people. But no, I try to write down all my recipes down. Like, I really do. Sometimes I forget and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to try to make this over again. Especially if like Prince and Sin say they really like something, I try to write it down. I might look into Afrocentric cooking. Lately, I've been learning how to cook emergency food packs, so I've mixed and added other foods to enhance it. Oh, that ain't bad. I know I gotta look that up too. You said it right the first time. Okay. But yeah, no, it is interesting though. Like, how people like cook different like cooking styles and stuff like that. Black rice be hitting. You know what? I never had it. I don't know why. I just was like, I've never eaten it. I'm still just eating brown rice. But I know like black rice is really good for you though. But I've never eaten like black rice like that. Yeah, cookbooks are really wonderful in telling history books. You can get good eats and anthropology at the same time. For real. That's why I mess with cookbooks, because they be really like tea. They be giving you all the tea. And I'm like, in 1863, that's when we added powdered sugar, and it was a wrap since then. Bitches been addicted to my food and my grandmother food since then. I'm like, I feel you, you know. But it'd be a good read, a good kiki. So I made black rice. I said, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to just try it, you know, because right now I'm reading. It's a book called Super Immunity, and it would kind of qualify as a cookbook because it's recipes in the back, but most of the book just centers around like eating habits and how it can boost your immune health. And so I was just like, yeah, I need to make sure I eat enough vegetables to make sure like my immune health is like high enough. And so that's what I've mostly been reading on. It's just like overall health and immunity. So, but I definitely want another cookbook. Food Ancestry Fridays. I know, T. But you know what? The time that I had spent, like, eating different foods, like, for real, like, me eating in a vegan type of way, I feel like that really kind of changed everything for me. Especially, like, being more creative with how I cook. Like, or just thinking outside of the box. Because you kind of, like, if you eating, like, alternative like that, you kind of have to, because there's a big chance at some point you're not gonna find what you're looking for. Like right now, I really, really miss like my chickpea tuna salad, and I probably just might make some more. It be knocking. All right, y'all. I'm about to hop off of here. You know, you guys have a blessed day. I'm about to go actually probably gonna make some food right now. But you guys have a blessed day. Y'all have a good night. You know, hopefully y'all enjoy y'all dinners and y'all have fun and y'all enjoy your family. You know, keeping everybody lifted in fish stick prayer. Until next time. Next week we will be talking about the eclipse season. So I'll try to break down how this will be much more longer lasting and it will lock you in for 6 months. You know, but y'all have a great night, sweet dreams, and God bless.